What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 28 of the League Report, the best podcast in the world, might I add. That's just me. We got to do what we got to do. But I don't know, is there anything you are looking forward to this week? College basketball is coming up, or is it any NBA games you all are excited for?
College hoops, bro. College hoops starts tomorrow. Kentucky plays Duke. I told you guys, I remember I talked to you guys about it. I think last year where I took back my Kentucky fandom. I think it was over the Cam Fletcher situation. Anybody who's like familiar with college basketball, whatever, Cam Fletcher had like a breakdown or whatever in Kentucky, and I didn't like how Coach Cal handled it. And so I remember taking away my Kentucky fandom, but I've decided, and I'm going to officially say this on the show, I've decided to resubmit my application as a Kentucky fan, and I'm back to rooting for the Wildcats like I've been for pretty much my entire basketball watching career. So I'm hyped to see it. I talked to you about it too. I'm hyped to see UCLA play. UCLA has been I forgot how many people UCLA was bringing back this season. Johnny Juzang, who's the point guard? Tiger Campbell. There's another projected lottery pick that we got on that team too. What's the kid's name? I got to go look it up, but they've got some talent on that team.
Peyton Watson.
Yeah, Peyton Watson. That dude's cold. So I'm hyped.
I know. Ty, y'all got an HR person over there or something.
What you mean?
You submitting the application?
Hey man, I gotta make it official.
My HR.
I got my HR. I gotta make it official to y'all. I gotta announce it to everybody. But yeah, I'm hyped for these college hoops. Are you hyped about your squad this year? I don't know how much you've been keeping up with who's on the roster and everything, but are y'all hyped for y'all squad so far this year?
I am. I'm hyped about that number 5 preseason ranking. Got up that a little bit, but a couple of new transfers in Marcus Carr from Minnesota and then Askew from Kentucky. Yeah. Plus a couple other people coming back too. So I'm excited. I hope we got a nice little squad too. New coach Chris Beard too. I don't know how to feel about him though.
Chris Beard.
Y'all got Devin Askew, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, from Kentucky?
Yeah, I told you that.
Good luck with that. That boy couldn't handle that ball past half court all last season.
You saying he can't dribble?
Man, I can't say that. No, he would. Maybe Kentucky wasn't his spot, but yeah, good. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think Texas is ranked like what? They're ranked in the top 5.
5.
Okay.
5, yeah. Top 5.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
I didn't see North Carolina in the top 5. No.
Where were they at? Were they like 10 or probably 15 or something? But I really don't know about them, bro. I gotta wait to see North Carolina play. Sometimes they disappoint me. They let me down. They might start off hot, but they might lose games to like North Carolina State or like a Clemson. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I've been waiting to see Oral Roberts. They made that run last season in NCAA tournament. But yeah, but not all seriousness.
Yeah. My bad. I asked a question. Who was that guard that Oral Roberts had?
He actually declared for the draft, but then he underclared.
Is it
A-Smith?
Yeah.
He did declare for the draft. I remember that.
He was cold though. But yeah, I'm like Todd. I'm waiting to see Johnny Juzang. I said his name in the chat room earlier. Yeah. But I'm ready for Johnny Juzang. He was balling out. He can if he keeps playing like he did last season, he'd be a high draft pick. Sure, whenever he decides to leave.
Yeah, because did he submit his name for the draft last year too? I think he may have.
No, I think he submitted his name, but just like didn't hire an agent. I think he went through like the process.
So he technically pulled out because that's what the dude Oral Roberts, he like did it, but then he pulled out, I think, or he
Oral Roberts
drafted or something. But yeah, we can go into our next topic or our first topic really of MPJ. Social media has been calling him a thief. He's averaging a grand total of 9 points, 36% shooting, while he's set to make $30 million next year, and he's making $5 million this year. So the extension is kicking it next year. Mm-hmm. So I want to see what you all got to say about him. Kind of, I don't know, playing bad.
Off to that slow start. I mean,
very slow.
Yeah, and it's obviously disappointing because this was a guy that we all pretty much agreed should make an all-star leap this season. You're talking about being a second option and kind of replacing Jamal Murray who is out, and and we've always talked about it, right? Like he's out, and MPJ's got to be the next guy to step up. And granted, last season there were points in times where he was great as a second option after Jamal Murray ended up tearing the ACL, and then obviously I think Blake talks about it a lot, but he gets to the playoffs and doesn't really shine. But I almost gave him an excuse for that, because you're a second year guy pretty much, and we're asking you to be a second option. And it's the team that had title aspirations, and he just never really blended into that role. But this was the year that we expected him to get it right. And then as, Carl mentioned, the shot isn't falling, the inefficiency is all there. And it's been a disappointment. Universally around the league, guys aren't shooting it well, because it's not like MPJ is missing a lot of, it's not like he's getting clamped up. Like he's getting a lot of really easy looks. And we've seen a bunch of stars this season, miss a lot of those easy looks. And he's been the victim of that as well. And we can blame the ball or whatever. We can blame early season jitters or whatever it is. But there are just a lot of shots that he'll usually knock down that haven't been going in for him, and this is a guy we had a whole episode basically talking about, was he worth that extension? And if he ended up making an All-NBA team, he'd be making $40 million. That was the incentive attached to that contract. So, yeah, man.
He ain't making it now.
Yeah. And then the sad thing is, too, like there's the back injury, and that's been an injury that's been bothering him since college. I remember, I don't know who was there after school. This is back in high school. I remember we were like clamped up around somebody's laptop watching Mizzou playing the SEC tournament. Yeah. And he just
Florida State.
Yeah.
Whose laptop was it?
That may have been my laptop or Julian. Somebody's.
That was Julian's laptop. Julian's laptop.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we've been, it's been an issue with him, for a good amount of his career. And hasn't really bothered him much in the NBA. Has he had like has it bothered? I mean, I know he missed like a good chunk of maybe his rookie season.
His rookie season, he basically missed the whole year.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. And it's the reason he fell in the draft as well. And so to see it come back, it is concerning. It's not like it's a minor, it's not like it's an injury we see and we're like, okay, we don't really care. He'll be fine in a couple of weeks. No, this is something that's been an issue for the entirety of his career. So I don't know what the timetable is. I know he did end up leaving last game against, I think it was the Rockets that they played. That was the game he also blew that wide open layup, which kind of just summed up his whole season so far. I think
he got hurt. I think he got hurt on the way up, actually.
Okay. Yeah. And is that the play that that's the play when he started feeling stuff? Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah.
I just wanted to add.
My bad.
I just wanted to add before you, my bad. I just wanted to add, Jokic had a game-winning block, but it looked like he was about to break his shoulder when he did.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if you all saw it. He blocked it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. You go ahead, but my bad.
No, I was about to say I was about to have some jokes ready for him after he missed that layup, but I figured out he was hurt, so I had to chill out.
Yeah. It's sad to see, man, and as I said, this is a guy that all of us expected to make this big, major, leap and emerge into that role as a second option. And look, the reason people are disappointed is because he has more than enough potential to be that great second option. I always said Michael Porter Jr.'s upside is a top 5 player in the NBA. It's not every day you get a 6, that's all 6'10", 6'11", right?
Yeah, 6'10", about the same height as KD for real.
Yeah. It's not every day you get that type of guy who can come down and pull up off the catch and pull off the dribble, create his own looks for himself, can get to the basket. We've never known him to be a strong defender, but his defensive upside is there, with his body type and his length and everything. So yeah, I mean, we expected him to be, this superstar level player. And this was the season that we expected that leap to begin to happen, and it's been off to a rough start. And as we mentioned, the injury doesn't help anything. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure what the timetable is right now, but it sucks for Denver because they've been okay. I think right now they're sitting at that 7th spot in the Western Conference. But as I said, this is a team that had title aspirations for a minute. Then they were halted last season, with Jamal Murray's injury. And then now, we were obviously hoping that Michael Porter Jr. could step up as that second option and kind of hold him off until Jamal Murray ends up getting back, whenever that'll be. And then, he gets hurt, and this is just going to stifle things a little bit more. So it sucks for Denver. This is a team, as who's been on this since the bubble. They lose in the Western Finals to y'all in the bubble, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So since then, it was kind of like, okay, they're going to get it right next year and all of that. They pick up Aaron Gordon and still just a bunch of negative stuff just gets thrown at them. Yeah.
And Phoenix whooped them.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed watching that.
Did they get swept?
They got 5 games, right? Or they got swept?
Yeah, they got gentleman's sweep.
Oh, so a gentleman's sweep. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and that's when Chris Paul was killing. I never got excited over pull-up mid-range jumpers like that in my basketball watching career. He was killing with that.
I mean, but you know, that killing them kind of went away when we went to the finals. But I ain't gonna miss nothing about Blake's boy.
Do you like Carl? Do you like Chris Paul?
First rounder.
No, I like him. I just be messing with him, but I don't know. I don't think he's the top 3 or 4 point guard ever. That's another debate.
I got first rounder, Carl.
I know. We'll be back. I ain't worried.
They gonna find a way to let you know.
Won't.
Yeah.
No, y'all won't.
Blake gonna
based on what
you know about your team.
Now.
Yeah. I shouldn't even mention it.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, hopefully they work it out. It's gonna be tough to you know, now give them some credit. Defensively, they've been great. I think I just mentioned this before we started recording, but they're actually the number 2 defensive team right now, as far as defensive rating goes so far this season. And a lot of that you can attribute, you know, to Aaron Gordon, you know, and the presence he brings on that end. You know, to go along with that, there's also the disappointment with Denver that we haven't seen Bol play. You know, we did an episode talking about biggest disappointments of the season so far, and we didn't really mention that. And he hasn't gotten many minutes at all. And if they have been minutes, they've been kind of garbage time minutes from what I remember. You know, good thing. I mean, also inverse on the bright side, Bones Highland has come in and he's played and he's shown some good stuff. So Mike Malone's weird with the younger guys, like the really younger guys, but we'll see what happens with them. But shout out to MPJ. Hopefully he's able to get over that injury, because this isn't something you want to see, especially from a young guy who has so much potential. Like really.
Yeah. Them back pains, bro. It's like a short. Every time you do something, it's a real short pain, but it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you like ever had back pain. That's what it is.
Yeah. It sucks. Like, I can't imagine that you're a basketball player and like the way he pulls up. You know, it's like real aggressive and it's real herky jerk. Like that's gotta be like super like stressful on his body and everything. So yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I like the way Mike Malone coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's some things I don't know. I feel like he can do better as a coach, but I don't know if you all feel that same way or not. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean I give him credit.
He's decent. I think he's good for them.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. Anywhere else, I don't know, but I think he's good for that system.
Yeah, for sure, and I think he's done a great job of you know, putting Jokic in the best position to succeed and all of that, you know, and I like the offensive system that they run. I'm a fan of a lot of high motion offensive systems, you know, and he runs that to perfection. You know, nobody standing around. The offense never gets stagnant. And like I said, you got to give him credit. You know, he does also put some of his scorers into position to, you know, to put the ball through the hoop. You know, Jamal Murray was able to be like a 20-point a game guy, you know, in that system. And usually he runs a very similar system to what Coach Pop runs. Obviously, he came under Coach Pop, you know, and we never really saw, you know, Coach Pop teams have 2 20-point a game scorers, you know, but we did see it with that Jamal Murray and Jokic duo, you know. And like I said, as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of with the super young guys, it's kind of iffy, you know. Bobo, we know the talent, we know the upside. When he's given time, he's been amazing. And then that's my major criticism for him is why the hell aren't you aren't you playing Bobo, you know, with the level of talent that he has. But outside of that, you know, they've been a great offensive team. They've been a great they've been a solid enough defensive team, and he's created a contender. I like his coaching, but I'd like for him to play Bobo a lot more and give him his opportunities. And I can't really say it's a universal thing with all of his young players, because obviously he's given MPJ a chance. You know, he's given you know, Bones Highland a chance, as I mentioned. You know, so yeah, I like him, but you know, definitely it doesn't hurt to go deeper into your bench. And who knows? Now we may see Bobo get used a lot more, and now we may see him in the rotation.
Yeah. I doubt it. If he wasn't doing it before, I doubt he's gonna start now.
Yeah, remember we said because Paul Millsap was out, then he's going to get more playing time, and then it didn't happen.
And you look what happened.
Yeah. I told you at the start of the season, you all was hoping that he was going to get time. I'm like, I don't see it. It's something they got against him. I don't know what it is. It's, bro.
Give me your guess of what it could be as to why Bobo isn't playing. If it was anything,
he's a 7'2" dude that can shoot and like defend. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Does he have is there like
I guess because there's somebody else in front of him, I guess. But
now it's like
I don't know why he would be lower on the pecking order, really.
Yeah, because it's like we've seen at his position, like from the forward spots up, guys are just leaving and leaving, right? Obviously, there's Paul Millsap, and then now there's MPJ. And only time's going to tell. We're going to see what he's going to do, because now MPJ literally like just got hurt against Houston, which was what, like Sunday or Saturday night. So
Saturday.
I think so. Yeah, it was Saturday. It was yesterday, actually. Yesterday, which is Sunday.
Oh, okay. All right.
But still, like if this isn't it, I don't know what it's gonna be, So I'll be pissed off if Bobo doesn't get that clock. And there's never been, he hasn't even had enough time to show any immaturity. So I can't even say it's a level of immaturity, or a lack of basketball IQ when I've seen him come into games back in the bubble and in the summer league, and he's been amazing. When the flashes he has been in the games, fans have loved him. And I mean, it's been garbage time, but he's still shown great stuff. I don't know if we can really make judgments off of that, but still, I don't want him to become like this Taco Fall type of dude where fans are genuinely like chanting for his name to come in like 30 seconds left into the game, and he comes in and then gets a block and everybody acts surprised. I don't want that to end up happening with Bobo because, his talent is really off the chain. So hopefully he this opens up an opportunity for him to show his stuff. And I think he can be a big piece of their rotation if they decide to use him.
Yeah. Hopefully they wake up. I'm gonna keep saying that. Hopefully the coach wake up, coach staff wake up.
Quit sleeping on him.
Yeah, and just say, man, we got to at least give him a chance. We could be wrong, or if he could be this, I don't know if you all think he's going to be a transcendental talent or all-star type of player, but at least see. You need to give him a chance.
Yeah.
So, you know how coaches don't like admitting that they're wrong. So
yeah, and even it's like we've seen teams during the regular season, and we've even seen contending teams like the Lakers will play their young dudes. We're seeing Austin Reeves get in the game, and he's done some great stuff. Like if you're a contender, you can still put your young guys in and ask them to be effective. Bless you. If you can still put your young guys in the game and expect you to be effective, and even if so, like at least experiment and let them show their stuff off. I don't know what it is. I think there's like a conspiracy between the NBA and Mike Malone. I don't know. I'm just BSing. I don't know what it is.
Not to play Bobo.
Something. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if somebody got pictures on somebody. I don't know if the owner told Mike Malone, if you let him play, I got pictures. I'm gonna release on you, so you better let him stay on the bench.
Yeah. I think Bobo y'all think he like dog walked Mike Malone behind the scenes or something, and they ain't cool or something.
Latrell's free will type beat.
He probably. Hey, what happened was they probably played 1-on-1, and then Bobo beat him 30-0. I don't know.
He said, "I ain't playing you now." Yeah, man. Yeah, but shout I like Mike Malone. Shout out to Mike Malone. Hopefully you got to play him. There's no excuse to not play him now, without a doubt. And he'll make
Malone look weird.
he ain't lying.
Yeah, he's a crazy looking dude.
He looked like a Denver Nugget. That's what but
y'all see is like he be looking so stressed out sometimes. Mike Malone is
yeah.
I'll tell you who the most stressed out coach of all time. Brett Brown. He used to be going through it on the bench.
Brown looks stressed out as hell.
Mike Budenholzer, baby, he had the time.
He was sweating.
Mike Budenholzer.
He saw through his pants during the playoff.
He said sorry.
I thought Mike Budenholzer after every single game last year, every single playoff game, Mike Budenholzer like he was finna cry.
If you looked at his hair, it looked like he pulled his hair out the night before or something because he was so stressed. He had been on that sideline like this.
Yeah,
boy, that boy he soiled through that jacket and his pants. He was sweating.
Real quick, let's name some. This is a funny conversation. Let's name some other stressed out coaches. Budenholzer is probably the most stressed out I've seen. But oh man, who else, bro? I can't really think of any. Rick Carlisle be looking stressed out sometimes. He be looking stressed. Those are probably the one. That's probably it. Yeah,
it's probably dude that coached the Pelicans last year. He had times he looked stressed out. Van Gundy.
Stan.
Stressed. Yeah.
Stan.
Yep.
Now, he just looked mad for no reason.
Yeah. I like Stan Van Gundy. I like Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, I like him better. I like him better sitting on that sideline table.
Yeah, I do too. I like him commentating.
Yeah.
He don't need to go coach anymore.
I think he's done coaching. I think he's done coaching from now on. I think because he tried to wait for a little bit, and then now, like last year, didn't work. Obviously with the Pels.
How long was a little bit tied? Whole year.
Yeah. That was. That may be up for him. And like I said, I like his commentating a lot. So, I'm glad he's found something for himself. Him and his brother are dope commentators, actually. So, yeah.
What is Jeff and Stan?
Jeff and Stan, yep.
Yeah. Jeff led one of them teams to the finals, the Knicks team.
Yeah. Jeff needed a coach. Yeah, Jeff used to be out there coaching, boy. Like I said, man, to sum it all up, hopefully we're able to see MPJ get back, and hopefully let me actually look at this timeline, but hopefully be able to see him get back and get into position that we expected him to be in. You know, like I said, I don't even know if they played a double-digit amount of games just yet, you know, and
they haven't. They
played like 9. 8 or 9. Everybody played either 8 or 9 games.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
No, I think well, it depends for each team, but I don't think the Nuggets have played double-digit games yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you see it in this now. Oh, goodness, I can't wait to see what the rest of the season gonna look like.
Yeah. So they said
probably. Okay, yeah, you good.
No, my bad. They said he's out for the foreseeable future. Let me see. Yeah, whatever the hell that means.
Don't worry about it.
They probably gonna reevaluate him, and he's out indefinitely until they like come up with, you know, check up on him like in 2 or 3 weeks. That's normally what that means, and see how he's doing. And if he's still not doing good, that means they're gonna give him like a couple more months or a few weeks, maybe.
That means we'll tell you when we tell you.
He'll miss a good chunk. He'll miss a good chunk for sure. This is something that I want to talk to y'all about. The rookies, that's probably been the highlight of the season so far. You know, we've seen a lot of some of the best players get off to these pitiful starts. Blake mentioned, or I think Carl mentioned, whoever mentioned Dame. You know, there's James Harden, who I think maybe finding his stride a little bit, but the superstars haven't really been as much of a focus. LeBron, you know, is going to be out for a minute. So we're not talking about the superstars as much as we usually are because the rookies have been so great. And what I wanted to do today was we're going to take a list of rookies, and I have a list right here, and we're going to grade them based on A through F grading basis. So any way you'd have your report card graded or whatever, that's how we're going to grade some of these rookies so far throughout the season. Mostly going to be the high name guys so far. What's that, Carl?
Can we just say pass or fail, like gym class? No, I'm just playing. No,
we could. That's pass or fail.
No, that's weak. Pass or fail is too.
That's weak.
That's not specific enough.
Yeah, true. I almost thought about it too for a little.
I was just playing.
So let's name them. I want to get Blake first. Let's start off with Scottie Barnes. For Toronto, where are we grading him so far this season?
Yeah, I give him an A. He's been amazing. Like defensively, offensively, doing everything. I think KD said KD was over there talking about he only like 19 or 20, and he was guarding them good. Yeah. He was a surprise. I know a lot of people didn't really expect him to go as high as he did in the draft. Probably looking at a later 7, 8, 9, 10 pick, but he's really been showing out, and he's been deservedly showing why he was picked that high. I think he's going to be a great piece next to OG, Pascal, Fred coming in those years. So as long as he keeps developing that offensive game and go along with that defense game, he's already got a little bit of playmaking. I think we're looking at it. I know I posted on Twitter a couple of days ago. I can see him winning at least 2 defensive player of the year awards. At least 2.
Yeah.
So I think once we round out that offensive and sharpen up the playmaking a little bit, you got a perennial all-star on your hands and a corner piece, franchise cornerstone. Yeah, for sure. I think looking at his game, I don't know if you all can let me know if I'm tripping. I don't think I am now. I think I see some I see some similarities with him and Pascal Siakam a little bit.
For sure.
Okay. I thought I was sure, but just the way they kind of play a lot alike. They play defense. You can count on him where at least it looks like he's going to be able to progress towards shooting at a high clip from the field or whatever. Looks like he's going to be a decent shooter. You have to respect his jumper, whatever like that. Plays good defense because he was giving James Harden some fits sometimes last night when he guarded KD. He ripped the ball from KD and just took it to the hoop.
Yeah.
Well, I think instead of comparing them, I was comparing them to Draymond Green. I kind of see like a split image of Draymond Green and Pascal Siakam like in the middle. That's who he is to me. But I give him A.
That's a perfect comparison. I got a couple of things to say. One, I made a tweet yesterday. I said Scottie Barnes and Ben Simmons had the exact same upside, and it looks like Scottie Barnes is going to reach that upside way faster than Ben Simmons. Have like a 5-year difference, you know. But Scottie's been amazing. I think the most surprising thing is the offensive game. You know, I don't think I expected him to average double digits at this point in the season, you know, and I wouldn't have been mad if he was averaging like 8 points or 9 points at this very particular point. You know, that's just, we knew he was going to be a work in progress offensively, but right now it's like, you know, you have to respect the jumper from mid range. It's not there from 3 just yet, but he can dribble in there and pull up from about, I'm not good with measuring the height
15,
or
say 15.
15 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet.
Yeah. About 15, 20 feet from the goal, and can knock those shots down, and great finisher and great in transition as well. And the passing has just been amazing, you know, since the preseason, really since the summer league. He's been showing amazing stuff on the passing side of the game, not just in transition, but in the half court. You know, he's a guy you can put in like a horn set and then expect him to make like a great backdoor pass or whatever. He's amazing at that. You don't really see rookies, especially defensive minded rookies, you know, with such great passing instincts quite like that. He's like really like a rare type of player. And it's amazing also that his production, you know, on the scoring side of the game is better than what it was at Florida State. You know, and it's kind of like the same thing with Patrick Williams. You realize Florida State had 2 guys like in back-to-back drafts that people were complaining about because they thought they went too high.
Yeah. That's another thing when we mentioned earlier when we started off the show about North Carolina. I was about to talk about FSU, Florida State. They be beating us, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna talk about.
Yeah, but man, yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's been just great, you know, and as I mentioned, I'm surprised at how fast he's been able to show off the offensive bag. As I said, the 3-point shot can obviously be a lot better, but no one expected it to be there right now. At least he's showing the willingness to put up shots. He's been amazing. And at last night, as I mentioned, or as Carl mentioned, did rip KD and did give Harden a couple of tough possessions. I will say also Harden gave him a couple of tough possessions last night as well. And overall, Harden was cooking last night.
Yeah, he was cooking, but give him some, give him a couple games. He'll go back to what we was just because he had great games, like a couple games last week, but then he had like 3 clunkers in a row.
Yeah.
Or 2, not 3. But
yeah. Hopefully he's back on the right track. But yeah, I mean, and then Scottie Barnes has been a major reason. Toronto's pretty good so far to start the season off. You know, they're not. I mean, I don't think anybody thought this team was going to be sorry this year. You know, like they have a bunch of talent from top to bottom.
Yeah, I think we all picked play-in. I think that's what they can get.
Yeah.
And he played this good. I might have to go to the NBA store and give me a little Scottie Barnes jersey.
It'd be good. There's some tough Raptors jersey, bro. If they have like the throwback like purple Raptors jerseys with the Scottie Barnes, I get that.
Y'all need to get that throwback Rockets jersey.
Yeah, those are hard.
I ain't care about no Rockets.
Yeah. Speaking of the Rockets, let's go talk Rockets. First of all, so yeah, I'm giving Scottie an A. I think we're all giving him an A. Let's go Houston though. Jalen Green. Carl, how we felt about Jalen Green's performance so far throughout this season?
I saw he's averaging about 14 points, shooting mid-30s. I always kind of thought him coming out of G League, he was going to be like a high volume type of shooter. Yeah. He can shoot, but I knew he was going to be a high volume shooter. Just the way he shoots it is kind of he has a heave.
Yeah.
And dudes that heave the ball don't necessarily always are that efficient, but they can make the shot. They can make tough shots, but you just don't know from a night-to-night basis they're going to shoot 55%, 40%, or 35%. That's just the trickiness about his game. But I think he's been solid for being a rookie. I mean, 14 points and nothing to scoff at.
Yeah. What was you say your grade was like a?
Oh, my bad. Ain't getting an A like Scottie. Yeah. I give him C.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Well, that's your guy, Blake. What are you giving him right now?
Well, offensively, got off to kind of a slow start, but lately he's getting more confident. You can tell the way he's playing. He's throwing down some nice slams. Mm-hmm. I think as his confidence grows, he'll be much better. I know coming out the G League, coming into the NBA, it's not that much of a difference, but it's still like, still a big step. So once he gets that confidence in, I think he's going to be fine. I actually give him a B-. I give him a B-. I know Carl kind of harsh with the praise. Yeah, Carl. Just because you harsh with the praise don't mean I don't have
35% shoot.
Yeah. I think I'll agree with Carl and give him a C, but at the same time, I think I'm floating around B minus C, because if you're a young, I mean, if you're a young scorer, it's going to be tough to be efficient, right? We see the same thing with Anthony Edwards. He's still kind of working on it. It's just tough to break in, and be super efficient on that end. But he's had his fair share, amount of good games, and he's had some good games against some good teams. His best game was against Boston. I don't know how we're measuring Boston as far as being a good team or whatever right now, but he's shown some great stuff, and he's shown the ability to be a future franchise player. When we see glimpses, you can see glimpses of it and just know, okay, this dude ain't finna be a bust. You know what I mean?
He crazy. Okay, I'll bump it up C+. I'll be Jimmy. He crazy athletic. My God. I don't know, Blake, I'll give you that, bro. He athletic. He had that one dunk last week. Who was it almost on? It was on somebody. He tried this crazy dunk. But
who did he try to? He almost killed whoever. Who did he try to get him?
Yeah.
Somebody.
I forgot who it was. Who was it against? Was it against OKC or am I tripping?
Yeah, I think it was OKC.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just one of their backup centers or something. Mike
Muscala. I think it was Mike Muscala.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a top 5 dunk probably all time, just the way he rolls.
I need to see him in the dunk contest. Ain't it crazy how athletic Anthony Edwards? Because those guys I think are not the same type of player, but they're almost the same type of player type. And to see how athletic they are is ridiculous. But I want to see Jalen Green in the dunk contest this year for sure.
I say Dream dunk contest. Dream. No, if they get Zach LaVine, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Green. I know Aaron Gordon said he wasn't gonna do it. Ja. And if Zion is healthy, I'd say that'll probably be
man. Zion ain't doing that. You crazy?
Even if he contest though.
Even if Zion was healthy, ain't doing it's too much of a risk with him.
Yeah,
his injury.
There's no risk. All you doing is running and jumping.
That's been proven to him to get him enough to get
right.
him.
That's all you do is run and jump. He can't stay healthy. So I mean, he'll
be all right.
Yeah, he'll be fine, hopefully. But Jalen Green's been, like I said, we expected the inefficiency. We all pretty much talked about that. You're a scoring-minded guard, young guard in the NBA. Inefficiency is going to be an issue for a couple of years, but he's shown some flashes of being a great playmaker as well. That's one part about his game that was talked about a little bit. He played on the same team as Jonathan Kuminga, and I feel like people talk about Kuminga's playmaking a little more than Jalen Green's playmaking, but he's shown some great stuff. He's really good off the dribble, like when he gets in the lane, making reads and making the right pass if the shot isn't there. He's really good at that, making good plays from the paint. So, I think he's got potential to be like a combo guard more than just be a 2-3. I think there could be a future of him maybe running the point. Not saying this year, but sometime down the road. So who knows?
Yeah, that nice little shovel pass.
He's got that great shovel pass. Yeah.
Do you all think I've seen websites say his height is 6'6" and 6'4"? Which one do you think he is?
That boy 6'7".
Okay, yeah.
That boy 6'7".
It might be the hair though, because it's probably the hair. He got a lot of hair.
I don't believe half these heights, bro. I don't believe half the heights. I don't know. Something tells me how tall they say Donovan Mitchell.
6'1".
He looks
6'1" to me. I just think his arm.
Donovan Mitchell is 6'1". He's just got like a 6'10" wingspan.
Yeah, I promise you. If you look at him compared to other dudes, he looks like way shorter.
He's
than
6'1".
the average.
He's 6'1".
He's 6'1", bro.
I don't believe it. I got him 6'3". I'm 6'3". I got him 6'3". Shout out to Jalen.
He built like a football player.
Yeah, he is. He really is. Speaking of, you guys are segueing perfectly into my next topic or my next players. Speaking of being built like football players, Davion Mitchell, who is everybody thought was I thought it was Donovan Mitchell's brother for the longest. I may have found out a couple weeks ago that they're not brothers. But how
really?
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I thought they were because their build is the same and their playing style is almost the same. I mean, the numbers don't really pop off the charts, but how would you guys grade Donovan Mitchell so far, or Davion Mitchell? I said Donovan. Davion Mitchell so far this season.
You have to look at his type of game differently than you look at the other dudes to me, because he is the type of player that for his career, he might at the max get up to a 15 points per game type of clip. But he does so much on the court that doesn't show up, like defensive plays, still show up. But I'm just saying, giving effort on defense all out. Mm-hmm. So, what I'm saying? So I give him a B.
Do you think, and I was kind of watching him play and I was like, okay, what if he was on a different team? And obviously, he's a shorter guard, right? How tall is he? Like 6? He may
6
be.
foot.
Yeah, like I can see that with him. So do you think Do you think he's got like starting point guard, average 20 point a game type of potential, or is the ceiling for him like 15 points and like 8 assists and just being a good enough starting point guard? Like, what do you think his ceiling? Like, I think Carl mentioned it, but Blake, do you think he could be a little higher than that 15 points a game? Like, do you think he has like franchise level 20 point a game starting point guard type talent, or do you think he's just a really good starting point guard? And you think that's what his ceiling is?
I'd say 15, 16, like 6 or 7 assists, because he's got to get it done on the defensive end. And I don't know if he can do it on both ends.
Okay,
he's gonna be wonderful defensively, but offensively, I think he's gonna be good offensively, but not as good as he will be defensively.
Yeah. And you rarely see point guards. I'm glad you mentioned that. You rarely see point guards just flat out dominate on both ends. Like, you rarely see guys be as good as they are defensively. Like, I'm trying to think about it. Name a point guard in the NBA right now who's just flat out dominant defensively and dominant offensively.
It's not any.
Only guy I can think about probably doing
Lonzo.
it. Yeah, but I mean, but Lonzo, same thing.
Yeah, but his ceiling is
game.
Yeah, Lonzo's ceiling isn't. It's like 15 to 16. It's not.
Lonzo could. I truly believe that Lonzo could average 20 if he wasn't so pass oriented.
Yeah, maybe, but
I think.
Yeah, and that's not to say at all like there's anything wrong with being like 15 a game and like 8 or 7 assists. That's
better
great.
than me.
Yeah,
it's all right.
That's great. And like I said, if you pair him with the franchise. Yeah, you pair him with the franchise player, like that's a quality starting point guard as long as he's able to keep his percentages up and his turnovers down. So many times just because a guy's picked super high in the draft doesn't mean he's going to be a franchise level player. Doesn't always mean that. So that may be the thing with him. But I'm glad to see how he's been able to manage his time on the court. And we're seeing the multiple guard offense. They've got the multiple point guard offense. He's either out there with Donovan or with De'Aaron Fox, or he's either out there with Therese Halliburton, and he's still found ways to be effective. So hopefully he can get the numbers up. He's had a couple of really good games, some 19-pointers, some 18-pointers here and there over the last few. He's been great. I think, what would y'all grade him? I think I'd probably give him like a B, or maybe a C. Maybe a C.
That's what I said. I said B.
I know, Ty, you made a good point. When we were talking about the draft, don't expect all of them to be franchise scoring 100 points a game type players. Teams draft for needs. They draft needs.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely do, because like I've never really seen this game in college. I thought he could be a 15 or 16 points per game scorer. Dish out about 6 assists, and I think he can get a steal and a half per game type of dude.
I think
his intensity on defense, his feet is like so quick, bro. It's hard to get around him, even at the height of 6 feet.
He's giving everybody problems. He's giving it right now. You don't really see rookies give a whole bunch of dudes problems defensively. This is a really good defensive rookie class. Honestly, Evan Mobley, and as we mentioned, who did we just talk about before this?
Scottie Barnes.
Scottie.
Yeah, if he wants to be also, Cade can end up becoming a really good defender, or Jalen Green could too. So the defense all over this class. Did you grade him the same as Carl, like a B, Blake?
Yeah, I gave him a B.
Okay.
Yeah. Since you mentioned Cade, we might as well go into the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
I know he played his first game last week. Can
we really give him a grade though? Because he's only played like 3 games.
We can react to what he's done. We're not going to grade him. We can react to what he's done.
Okay, react. Yeah, just react to it.
Yeah, I mean, last 2, 17 points, 18 points against 2 of some of the best teams in the East. I got 18 against one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. 10 rebounds, too, in that first one. And against Brooklyn, he ended up getting 17 points on 3 for 7 from 3 and 4 rebounds and 2 assists. I saw people with the little BS stat where they were talking about how his 3-point percentage is low. I'm like, dude, it's just, come on, bro. It's a couple of games. Someone's like, yeah.
2 or 3 games?
Yeah. It's been more than 2. How many has it been? It's been 1.
It's been 4 or 5. 4.
It's been 4.
Okay.
But you can see the progression. Like, you can see he's getting more comfortable. It didn't look like he was comfortable those first few, but for him to break in those last couple of games and go at some of the best in the NBA, like your first, you end up having a great game against the Sixers, and you end up having to play against freaking James Harden, Kevin Durant, and held your own in that game, and also had to guard him a couple possessions. We're seeing upward tick in his. He's looking good.
Yeah, my thing is. No, I was just gonna say real quick. I was just gonna say real quick. My thing is with him, I feel like even if he would have shot well from three over those first 4 games, they would have said, well, it's only 4 games. Let's see if it holds up. So you can't win.
You know how they are. You know, as Blake says, you know how the internet is. So it's like ain't nothing gonna make them happen. So
I can't say it on here, but Ty knows my saying.
Yeah.
Internet, yeah.
Saying it. So all right, think about it for a second. Is it we don't know what it is. But
yeah.
So yeah, K's been great, you know, and for him to do it against 2 elite teams in the East says a lot. Like I said, you can just see certain stuff, even if the entire season he struggles. You just see certain stuff some guys do, and you just know, okay, at some point this guy's going to be a hell of a player. With Lonzo, it's that way. It's some stuff that I saw Lonzo because everybody was saying Lonzo was a bust his rookie year. Carl, me and you had hella Lonzo arguments. I don't know if you remember in high school and his rookie year we did, but it wasn't even you calling him a bust. It was hella people calling him a bust. And I'm like, it's just stuff you see from him, like certain passes or certain things he's doing or certain great games he's having, where it's like, I can't see this dude not having a hell of an NBA career at some point. At some point, you know what I mean? Some guys just show it off. Like Anthony Bennett never showed us that moment. You know what I'm saying?
No, he did not.
Yeah.
I still.
Well, you know what? In the preseason, a couple of games, he actually did. He had some good showings. I remember watching it on YouTube a month or so ago. He was pretty good preseason, like those first couple of games, but I don't know. I always feel like he shouldn't have been. Yeah, I always feel like he shouldn't have. If he was drafted like late first round or early second round, he would have been fine.
Yeah,
I really think he would have still been in the NBA.
No, I doubt it.
I do, because that's a lot of pressure. If you're the number 1 pick coming off, and LeBron just left 3 years ago.
Yeah,
that's a lot of pressure.
It is, but you got to look at his point production. He wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
But you've got all that coming down from. If he was drafted somewhere later, it wouldn't have been that much. You got to do this. He would have been able to develop himself, and he would have been at least carved out a nice role, being a nice role player.
He would have been playing for the Shanghai Sharks.
Oh my God!
I think I agree with Blake, because I do think a lot of it with him. Nobody in that building expected him to go number 1. Nobody in that building at all. Neither, especially him. You know what I mean? So it's I don't want to look back at that mock draft and see who they had projected, because he may have been projected top 5. I don't care enough about that class to go back and look. I know who came out of that class and who's the best right now, and that's all I care about. But maybe that's true. Those expectations are a lot. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he never adjusted to it. But on the inverse of it, Blake, there was also the thing where they were saying he wasn't really working hard or whatever, and he wasn't coming to practice prepared. So the fire was never there for him. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, and the whole point was you'll see certain things from certain guys and you'll just know, hey, at some point this guy's going to be great. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's not. I think, with a guy like Lonzo or, even with the Ben Simmons, right? We can kind of almost group Ben Simmons in there too. Well, let's make a guess. What number of times, how many times you guys think we've mentioned Ben Simmons' name this whole show?
100.
100?
All together, just add them up?
Every episode.
Yeah, I think Blake's pretty spot on. I think every episode we at least mention his name 6 times.
So
yeah, I told we need to rename this whole thing to Ben Simmons report. 6.
Let me see. 6 times 26 times 20, 27 times 6. That's 162. So,
I know you didn't just do that, man.
You just did math.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Why would you just do that?
Yeah, but even with Simmons, right? Like, hey, let's say now he doesn't get it right, but we just see too much great stuff from him to not think, okay, or to think like, I know at some point Simmons is going to get it right. It's up to his work ethic, but the talent suggests that he's going to be a transcendent player at some point. So, even if Cade wasn't getting it right, and even if Cade didn't get it right the whole season, there's still a bunch to be seen. My same thing is with Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes hasn't been his best self, but I see him playing pick and roll, and I see his defense, and I see his handle and his paint game. I know at some point this dude's going to be a quality starting point guard. So that's my thing with rookie overreactions. Sometimes sometimes you almost have to go off the positive and then continue to make your judgments through there. I look at what the best stuff some of the rookies do and say, I know at some point he's going to get it right. I look at the most positive stuff from some of those young guys.
I definitely don't view the negatives with rookies, and that's go along with all sports, because you got to keep in mind that's their first game, whether that's been their first game, NFL, MLB, MLS, just that soccer.
Yeah.
NHL.
NBA, anything. Because you got to understand that's their first time in a pro game. They're not going to be like Michael Jordan right away or Kobe.
Like I said, even that first season is just an adjustment, bro. You know what I mean? It's just an adjustment. So, you know, he'll get it. And like I said, I don't even want to make it seem like he's not getting it right. He's getting it right. You know, last 2 games, as I mentioned, he's been great, showed a lot of great flashes. The jump shot's just going to continue to get better. And also, he is working with the new form. His form looks completely different than what it did at Oklahoma State. I think the release point may be a little bit lower. So we'll see. He'll work that out. But Cade will get it right. He's still one of my favorite prospects in this class. Not prospects, but one of my favorite players in this class.
Yeah, we have to give, these dudes time because, like I said, Kobe, he didn't come off the bat averaging like 25 or 27 points. He was struggling, and he improved over the next few years. So, we can, we'll see.
Facts on facts. Let's go with Chris Duarte. Let's revisit him a little bit. And I want to revisit a point that Carl made, not to argue anything, but this is a point that you made and we all kind of agree with. But, you said, we kind of wonder why he had so much freedom really early. I was just listening to this episode last night, actually. But on the episode, you said he's had a lot of freedom, and a lot of that was because Karis LeVert wasn't there. Surprising thing is, and we all agree with that. Surprising thing is Karis LeVert is back, and Chris Duarte is still having a lot of ability to create shots for himself and all of that, and come off the dribble and all of that, and he's still been great.
You know what it is? They saw how great he was as a rookie doing it. So they're like, why would we just not let him do it?
From him.
Yeah, why take it away from him? So it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I know that sounds wrong. A blessing in disguise for Chris, because it's just like this veteran that's probably our best player isn't playing. Let me take advantage of this. And so we can mesh when he comes back. And hopefully the best outcome will happen.
Yeah, he cemented his spot. And I think I know I expected him to just be a catch and shoot guy in his first year, but he's doing, as I mentioned, a lot of shot creating, a lot of stuff in the paint, a lot of step backs from deep. Let me name his numbers right now. Starting 16, on the 16. Carl, no.
I already know. Come on.
Carl, no. 16, 4.5 rebounds, 2 assists a game and a steal, and the efficiency is what's getting me. 45% from the floor, pretty much, and 42% from 3, and he's definitely upwards of like 5 attempts every single night. You don't see that from a rookie a lot, especially when a lot of these 3-point shots are off the dribble.
Well, I'd say one thing, he's a bit older, so I think that has something to do with it too.
Yeah.
I think now, I think he's 24. I think now some of these GMs start looking at these older guys, thinking, they can really come in and help now. Not to knock on the young dudes, but still.
Yeah.
Don't look down on the older ones just because they staying 3-4 years. Ain't nothing wrong.
24. I don't even know if I ever heard of it. He probably redshirted then twice, huh? Probably.
I think he went to JUCO. He went to JUCO and then.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
JUCO, for a lot of the best dudes that play professional sports, they gone to JUCO, especially in football and basketball. Actually, that's a lot.
Ain't no wrong with it.
No.
So
get you to where you need to go.
Cam Newton went to JUCO before he went to Auburn.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. What are we grading Duarte? I'm giving him an A.
A+.
A+. What about you, Blake?
I give him an A. I give him an A too.
Okay. Yeah, Duarte's been great. I've got.
Yeah. Go to your boy.
Go to my boy, man. Let's go to my boy Evan Mobley. Give him a couple years. I really think this dude is going to end up being the best big in the NBA when it's all said and done. And I think he's got all-time.
Oh yeah.
He's got all-time great big man potential. We're seeing the jump shot. The passing is honestly amazing, and he's perfect at making reads outside of the pick and roll. We talk about point guards having to be able to make reads out of the pick and roll. He's a great reader out of the pick and roll as a big man. Once he gets in that paint, he can kill you. He can knock down the shot. He has a little Steven Adams floater in the paint, and he can make that nice dump off pass, and hit like Jared Allen in the dunker spot. Those two on the court are very, very good. And that was a major thing we kind of wondered about at the beginning of the season, was how they were going to manage Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and how it didn't make sense that you kind of, had those two going together. We thought they were going to commit to Jared Allen's development since
marketing
sucked this year. I mean, not sucked. But he's been okay this year, and I think he's going to be out for a minute. But even so, when Mobley on the court with him, their plus minus or whatever that number is when they're on the court together is pretty good. And a lot of that is because of his ability to be so interchangeable. He can play with certain guys. You can ask him to be a distributor from the big man spot, and with other lineups, you can ask him to score. I think he's been my favorite, and I love Chris Duarte and I love Scottie Barnes, but I really think he's got all-time potential at that big man spot because we're just seeing so many amazing flashes that you just don't see from great big men right now. We saw Embiid be great his rookie year, but we didn't see him have this much freedom in the offense. Even Jokic, it took time for Jokic to really get his stuff together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It took Jokic about, almost really 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, close to 4 years. But I definitely see the comparisons. He's like kind of a more athletic joker, but he doesn't shoot as good. But I could kind of see the comparisons with Karl-Anthony Towns, but Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't pass as good as him. So it's like a middle. I know I said that. Who do I compare? Draymond Green and
Pascal
and Siakam. It's in the middle, just like it is with them two, but it's just with Joker and Karl-Anthony Towns to me. So I give him an A+.
Yeah. He's been great. Give me A+. And Cleveland hasn't been bad. Now I'm gonna watch myself because remember
7-4.
Yeah, but check us out. Remember last year they got off to a good start and then they sucked after that. Like they beat Brooklyn and all of that, and then
Be careful.
Be careful. But yeah, I'm giving him an A+. He's been my favorite to watch the highlights of. What about you, Blake? Are you around the same grade?
I give him an A. He's been incredible. What did you say, Carl?
A+? Yeah, what a plus?
Oh, what you know what I mean? A+.
I know.
A+, A-, it's all the same thing. A is an A.
Yeah.
A.
But he's been amazing. He's been amazing. I don't know. It was kind of a debate to win the draft. Who should be the first pick? Evan Mobley, Jalen Green. I didn't want to get into it. I think each team drafted for what they needed, and I didn't know the Cavaliers needed 3 big men like it was in the '90s, but still, it's been working for him.
Yeah.
He's been great. I think Ty, what you said, he's gonna be all NBA, perennial all-star, win all-time greats. So yeah, he's just gonna as he keeps developing, he's gonna be much better.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Evan, man. Shout out to Evan. He's been great. He was great. He was great, but we talked, Ricky Rubio had the 37-piece last night, but Evan Mobley looked great in that game as well.
Evan Mobley was great.
Yeah.
He's going to be great.
Right. Let me shout out at Ricky Rubio real quick because they got mad at me on Snapchat because I ain't say nothing about him on the last night. I'm sorry. But let me give my shout out to Ricky Rubio. He has been great this season, and there have been points in time where he's probably been the best point guard on that team at some nights. So let me give him his quick credit.
People, hey, calm down.
Yeah.
People forget he used to help Kevin Love set up them buckets back in the day, about 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He was cold then, but
Ricky.
Yeah.
What a guy.
But hopefully Colin Sexton, recovers from that injury. It was meniscus tear.
Yeah,
that's what I'm supposed to
came out right.
Meniscus tear.
Yeah.
I just mentioned his name a little because I said about 3-5 episodes ago, Cole Anthony right there with him. I think it's better.
No,
y'all ridiculed.
He's not.
He's not. He averaged 20.
You can make the argument now, but Sexton has averaged 22 before now, and they're similar. They're very similar players, though. I'll say that much. I'll still say Sexton's better right now because I've seen Sexton average 20 on efficient shooting before, and we're just now seeing Cole do it. But he can get there. He can get there. I think his upside's better than Sexton.
It's cold world, like J. Cole says.
Yeah.
Cold world.
You don't even like J. Cole.
We'll leave that. We'll talk about that. Let's go. I'm gonna name off a bunch of guys. You guys can just grade them. Let's go. Alperen Sengun. We're not going to talk way too much about him, but what would you guys give him as far as when he's gotten on the court? What would you guys grade him right now?
Like a C so far. I haven't really. Well, I don't know. Maybe like a C. I haven't really seen a lot of him, but just a little sample size. He looks like he's going to be a good big guy. Big guy.
Yeah. I'll go with Blake. Give him the C. They haven't really seen that much of him to really, give him a strong grade, but he looks like he's going to be pretty decent in my opinion.
I give him a C as well. Also, they're also without a pretty highly touted prospect in Garuba too. Like we haven't even seen him play yet. We haven't seen
his name again.
Garuba. I forgot what his first name was.
Usman
Garuba. We haven't even seen him, and he was a highly touted prospect. They may have been the two most highly touted international guys in this class, out next to Giddey. Speaking of Giddey,
Usman.
Yeah. Speaking of Giddey, what are we grading Josh Giddey right now?
I'm giving him a B. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Been passing,
I think
he facilitating,
rebounding,
scoring a little bit.
Yeah.
I give him a B.
I give him a B. I give him a B. I'm very surprised. I admit it. I told y'all first episode. I thought he was the most overrated pick in this class, but I mean, he's proving me wrong right now. So he's doing. He's doing it. He still has a lot of weight to put on. He still got to fix his jump shot mechanics right now. It doesn't look like he can get that shot off over a bunch of guys in the NBA. But I would give him a B. He's been pretty good.
I mean, I don't think he was wrong to think that because with some of these overseas dudes, we just don't know.
Yeah,
remember when Luka got drafted, we were saying, I don't know, but he proved us wrong.
I remember,
I don't know if Blake thought the same thing, but when he got drafted, he was like, who is this?
Yeah.
I didn't know much about him. After those couple of things, I was like, he hard.
Yeah. All right, then we'll go Jalen Suggs. What are we grading him? I think
he's been pretty good.
I give him a B. The efficiency can get better. The efficiency can get better, but I give him like a B minus C probably.
Yeah, I C plus. I'll make a plus out of it. But do you think it's that far of a gap between Davion Mitchell and him? Like, do you think he's been playing better than Davion Mitchell overall?
Well, yeah, I think he's been better. He's been better this season for sure. Yeah. Skill wise, that that's its own conversation. But Suggs has been better than Mitchell, and also. And almost the situation is nearly the same because he's still working with a lot of guards in that Orlando lineup. There's RJ Hampton there. Obviously Hampton's playing time has been the most in question, but on that Orlando team, but he's still out there with a lot of guards, so he's still kind of fighting for his time. But when he's been there, he's been great. He's starting, in that first five that they have with Cole Anthony and Mo Bamba and Wendell Carter and those guys has been great. When he's on the court, he's been amazing. Just the shooting efficiency hasn't really been there. But yeah, I give him like a C plus because just off of efficiency alone.
They probably got the same team a little bit, but I think De'Aaron Fox probably better than anybody on the Magic.
Right.
So that's probably the only difference.
Yeah, right. One more guy. Franz Wagner. I'm giving Franz a B.
A.
Give him A. Well, I'll give him B plus A. Give him B plus A. What about you, Blake?
B.
Okay.
B plus probably. This is gonna be a nice rookie of the year race.
He is. I didn't think he was gonna. We talked about him last episode, a couple episodes ago, but I didn't think he was gonna be this good at all.
The rookie of the year race is gonna be hard.
Yes. Funny, like last year. Yeah. Like last year, it was the defensive player of the year conversation, and this year it looks like it's the rookie of the year conversation more than anything. So I love to see it, man. Love to see it.
Yeah. I saw that dunk he did the other night or last week. He was giving them problems. So that's why I go A minus. I might have been too excited to say B.
Yeah, I give him A. Yeah, I give him A.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better than his brother. I know that.
Right. They're on the same team, right? Aren't they?
Yeah.
Mo. That does it for this episode. We got a lot of time out for this episode, actually. But that does it for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. We're at 197 right now, so y'all can push that up and get us to 200. We'd be right over our goals. We set ourselves to 200 all the way back to last summer, so that's perfect. Also, do not forget, download us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because a review and a rating helps get our algorithm up so we can show up higher in the rankings. We were pretty high in the rankings actually a couple weeks ago, fell off a little bit because the ratings weren't there as much. So get us some more ratings, review the show, criticize the show. If you're gonna leave, if you're gonna leave like 1 star, bro, leave a negative, at least leave a review so we have something to work with. We can't say nothing.
Just tell us something.
Let us know. Let me know how my intro went. I like to think I had a better one, but I ain't going. Yeah, whatever.
Let the people decide.
Yeah. I feel like I had a better one. The other thing we did, I thought I had a better one, but then I kind of messed up. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We just keep going and get to episode 30, and then that's when because we closed episode 30.
Yeah,
so it's 28. So
we almost 30 episodes in, bro. That's good stuff to see. That's basically 30 hours of podcasting for real. You know what I mean? And then behind the scenes work too is crazy. So
yeah, y'all better get us up to 300 by 30. I'm be mad.
Over 30. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Oh yeah, man. That does it. We'll see you guys on Friday morning.
Yep.
Sir Ski.